Hi, I'm Luz Debay, and I love to talk about movies 24/7. I've been fascinated with films as long as I can remember, and I upload weekly. Today I'm going to be talking about the new horror comedy Cocaine Bear, which is about a bear that does cocaine and goes on a rampage. It's based on true events. The movie is directed by Elizabeth Banks, written by Jimmy Warden. It stars Kerry Russell, Alden Ehrenreich, O'Shea Jackson Jr., Ray Liotta, Isaiah Whitlock Jr., and many other great actors. All right, I'm going to start talking about the positives. The scene in the trailer or the ambulance chase, from that scene to the end, I thought the movie really worked. And that's when I really started feeling invested and I really started enjoying the movie. From those 2 points, I thought the movie had good intensity, had a good flow. I was more invested. So I really thought it worked from the ambulance scene to then. That's where it really started kicking in. I thought like half of the characters were pretty good. The beginning has characters that aren't interesting, and I don't think they're meant to be at all. They're just meant to be killed. But you really start getting into like the character development and the more interesting characters later in the movie, and they pop up from here and then. But at the beginning, you spend a lot of time with the more boring, just expendable characters. That's why I probably like the latter half of the movie, because I really love characters and character development. But I know this movie's not all about that, just about a bear that does cocaine, kills people. But still, I still like interesting characters, and I want to connect to somebody. That's what makes movies interesting to me. But I really liked the ending of this movie. I thought it was really good. It was intense. I didn't know where this movie was going because like I wasn't not going into Cocaine Bear, just like, hey, what's gonna happen? What's the ending gonna be? I was just like, just want to enjoy it, and I did. The ending was intense and enjoyable. I thought the writing and directing was pretty good. Elizabeth Banks is a good director so far, I think. I thought she did a good job. There's some interesting shots. In straightforward story based off true events. Obviously, like probably 10% of this movie is true, but the rest is made up. But besides that, pretty good. But I'm gonna start talking about some of the negatives. Like I touched on before, like I didn't really like the first half of this movie. I'll say because I was kind of bored. Because there's just so many uninteresting characters that I did not connect with at all. And they're, like I said, you're not supposed to. They're just there just to be killed, and that's it. But I just don't love that. I just don't want to watch like a whole movie like that, which it wasn't. So thankfully, the second half picked up. But the first half, I was bored. I just wanted to get to the point. I thought the runtime could have been better. It was like 90 minutes. I think they should have shaved at least 10 minutes off. I don't think it needed to be as long as it did. Um, but yeah, like I said, like half the characters aren't very good. Like kind of like maybe the first half is kind of boring, not interesting. It really kicks in on that ambulance scene, and like I said, some of the characters are just so bad. But like I said, they're not meant to be great. But still, I was not invested until like this probably like the second half of the movie. But overall, I thought the movie was pretty enjoyable. I would recommend it. Um, and one more thing I want to mention, like I thought they did a pretty good job mostly on the horror aspect, but on the comedy aspect, not so much. I probably only laughed a handful of times. They had some pretty decent jokes towards the second half, but like again, like the first half, it was not funny at all. But like I said, like everything that I like about this movie is basically the second half, but everything I don't like is the first half. But I would still end up recommending this movie because I did really enjoy that second half. So I would give this movie a B minus. Definitely check it out if you're a hardcore horror fan, um, and you really like a gory horror movies. This movie is pretty gory. Just let you know going in. Some scenes did surprise me how gory they were. First, I was like, what are people talking about? It's not that gory. Then the gory stuff starts happening, and you're like, oh, okay, now I understand. But yeah, so it is gory. It's pretty solid on the tension and horror. But the comedy not great. But I like most of the characters. So overall, a pretty good time. Like I said, B minus. Definitely check it out if you get the chance. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I appreciate it. You have a great day and take care. Bye.